You increase the awareness of a cell, because that's what you're doing in this health issue. Another question about B12 there, RTDIOTI. Yeah, I mean, this is the problem with vitamin B12. You have a varied amount of opinions of foods that have it in it, foods that don't, and I just don't waste my time with that stupidity, because you never see a raw food is deficient in anything, especially when you move the lymph, get the adrenals up, kidneys filtering. Nobody's deficient, nobody has symptoms, nobody lacks vitality. Matter of fact, it's the opposite. You get your lymph system clean, your adrenals up, and everybody healthy, the energy is beyond what most people can handle. What's that? You have to do something to lose energy. Makes you give more. Supreme Being saying, you want to touch me, then I'm going to show you where you can't handle me, and you're going to have to give me a lot more so you can tolerate the higher me. Does that make sense? Lisa. I've already answered that. How come people get cured? Easy with the cured word. I think it's 2 or 3% past 10 years, maybe. But again, you're talking about George Burns people that don't have the lymph problems, and those people are dying off. So you're now entering a realm of the insane. Look at how many kids die. I mean, when you see the relationship and the actual figures, I mean, see the actual figures if you can find them. But I guarantee you, just look around, look at how many people you know, and I can tell you most of them die from this. I did talk about AFib and ablation. I will, again, I don't believe in cutting nerve tissue or suppressing nerve function. Get your lymph system moving in the body, which will get it moving in the heart. Any suppression of the sinus node, any hyperstimulation or hypostimulation or innervation of the sinus node, which is where the atrial spark comes from, the SA node, you'll make that healthy again. You'll start sparking all around the atrium and get that nervous system in focus. Again, you're going to bring up neurotransmitters to do that. You're going to bring up adrenal function. That's the autonomic nervous system again. You're going to remove any inflammation, acidosis, pressure, anything that would create dysfunction of the nervous system. And you could actually go and use the brain and nerve to strengthen the nervous system, the neurons themselves. So you can do that. You can use circulation to increase blood flow into the heart. But remember, the lymph is always the causative factors of most of these problems, one way or another, and however you look at this. So the other one thing you want to always make sure of is thyroid, parathyroid. Not only in the heart rate in terms of thyroid, but in calcium utilization for nerve health. So you're always going to look at calcium utilization, which is parathyroid. You're going to look at varicose veins, spider veins, fingernails, hemorrhoids, prolapsus problems, wrinkled skins, anything that shows you connective tissue weakness, that's parathyroid. You're also going to get those adrenals up, get the kidneys filtering the lymph system. This will bring the acidosis out of the tissues of the heart, any hypertrophy or CHF, congestive heart failure, anything that's related to that can create missparking of the nervous system. Bringing up the adrenals are going to bring up the neurotransmitters, and therefore you're going to strengthen the myelin sheaths, and you're going to make a healthy heart tissue, healthy nerve, healthy blood, healthy lymph. Remember, heart's just a bunch of cells divided up into 4 chambers with a valve in between each one, and you've got a nervous system that depolarizes that. And you've got blood and lymph that feeds the cells. So keep that in that simplicity, and you'll get yourself healthy again. I've got a great heart formula that will help in that way. When she eats cantaloupe for breakfast, afterwards she sneezes at least 14 times. Well, I mean, if it causes too much a bizarre response, you can get rid of cantaloupe. It could just be breaking up mucus and making you sneeze, because you notice sneezing is trying to break your sinuses loose. Nightshade fruits and veggies. You could, again, more about this microbiotic diet and stuff. I don't know about nightshades and their high uric acid contents. Natural fruits and vegetables, really, I mean, not a lot. I mean, you're going to have acids from all types of acids from fruits and vegetables, not just uric acid. Uric acids is more from more protein and more from fungus problems. I don't know that the nightshade has high uric acid outside of that. It's possible. Anyway, it doesn't matter what acid you're dealing with, you've got to be able to remove it. It is the inability to remove acids out of the body that is man's big issue. That's where all the inflammation, the pain, the swelling, and all this exists there. And by all means, when you're full of pain, like from fibromyalgia or from lupus or from Lyme's or from arthritis of all types, go on and on and on and on and on, then you want to stay away from as much acids, because acid on top of acid does give you initial pain, even though the food might be good for you. Let me see. This is one package in a thyroid individual. One would be a good place to start. This is from Raven. Let me see here. What is it? I want to start your herbal tonics, but I'm not sure where to start. Jump right in. We have a detox kit. Highly recommend that you use that kit initially, or something like that kit, because if you look at that kit, you'll see that I have a liver formula. I have 2 parasitic formulas, because I always deworm everybody first door out. Always want to do that. I get into the liver, I get into the GI tract, I get into the kidneys, and I get into the lymphatic system and the endocrine glands. That is, if you see why I did that, that's where one should always think about. You don't always have to kill parasites, and you don't always have to get into the liver, but you always have to get into the adrenals, you always have to get, or the endocrine glands, you always have to get into the kidneys, you always have to get into the lymph system and the GI tract. Fab 4 or Fab 5 minimally. And then you're going to get something done here. Rolling up the sleeves, doing the fruit, and going after those areas of the body, which is the prime center focus of the human body, you're going to get a lot of things done there. The finances are low. So, okay, so then you use your use the Heal All tea, and you could use some teas. Look at the individual herbs, buy some teas around where you are, and use the teas along with the foods there. You can send me your lab work and eyes, and I'll go over them, my friend. Thank you. Thank you a lot there. Just have time for a couple more here. The other rooms of God's mansion, so to speak. What do you think of creating your reality? I think that's all we ever do. I think that's the beauty of the Sugmad, is that it breaks itself off into untold amounts of individualized aspects of itself, and it creates. It's constantly creating unlimited amounts of experiences. And to get stagnant on creation, you know, most people don't like stagnation. And yet there are some that just likes the redundancy of the same thing over and over again. Me, next, let's get on with it. You know, so everybody's different in that road of development and wanting to experience life. But that's the beauty of God, is that it enjoys where it's at, and yet it doesn't. So, you know, it's an ongoing, I'm creating my own reality sense. Yet, if you'll see that deja vu type symptom, this is why when you start developing beyond this world, you'll get to the astral world, you'll see all that's going to happen in this world that hasn't happened yet, and it just keeps on going, because we're just actors on a stage. The play's been written, but it's been written in the mental worlds, and you're writing that play, even though you are the supreme being in action, in the sense, and we'll get into that. Metabolize sugar well. It's better to fix that issue before doing a grape. No, it's not better to wait. It's funny, if you're having problems with digestion, still don't wait. If you're having problems with digestion, then you want to go to the fruit diet, because you still have to get that nutrition in. If you're having trouble with digestion pancreatically, then super chew, because you have amylase, you have the digestive enzymes mostly in the mouth that you do in the pancreas. And of course, you want to super chew your foods, because unlike omnivores, we do have the alkaline digestive enzymes like amylase in our mouths. So we do chew. You notice dogs just swallow. So, but dogs do love greens. My dogs always stopped along the road and started chewing on the greens, especially if I gave them too much protein. They love to chew on the greens, because everybody has to have some plant life. Even the carnivores go for the gut and eat on the pre-digested greens. And they go to the pre-digested greens because carnivores and omnivores don't digest carbohydrates in the mouth like we do. Another difference of why we're not omnivores. I mean, you could go on and make a long list of differences between Homo sapiens and omnivores. And so we fit perfectly in the category of frugivores. Sad thing is we don't have access to good fruit. If I gave you a bill of fare of an incredible amount of fresh organic fruits and berries, you wouldn't have any desire to go anywhere else. You'd be just in ecstasy, enjoying the nirvanic experience of good, ripe, organically grown fruits. Metabolizing sugars well, that's more of an adrenal gland problem than a digestive problem, though, in that sense. And so I would definitely work on my adrenal glands if you're having a hard time metabolizing sugars. And if you're having a hard time metabolizing sugars, it's glucose that you're having a hard time metabolizing, because fructose doesn't need to be metabolized. It absorbs through a cell wall by diffusion. Glucose needs a carrier of insulin. So in all ways, fruit is far superior. And I'm going to cut off now. I don't know what undue numbers are in the botanicals. Life regenerator. Give me more on that, my man. I don't know what one you're identifying with there. UNDA numbers. I don't know what that is. Maybe I'm just not with it. But give me more on that, man, and I'll get that. Lion Man. One's true power lies in rising above the illusion and appreciating. Yeah. Well, you always have to be beyond the illusion, and then you can go in and play and have fun and laugh while you blow up the bank, or whatever, or while you're making your government follow the law. You can have fun doing that. You don't have to be attached to it. Who cares? But in that, you're setting up the higher consciousness, or you could sit and wait till something else does it. But then why are you here? Why do you have a body here? All right, guys. Great. Lion Man, love you. You all take care of yourselves. Hugs and kisses to you all. Keep it up. I love your questions. We'll get deeper and deeper as we go. And I will promise you I will do a lymphatic video. But it has to be one of my first. It was the first video I did was on the lymph system. That was the very first video I did. So I would have a starting point. But I'll make another one. And remember, go to robertmorrisend.com, and I have a whole, probably 2 or 3 chapters of my book on the lymphatic system and on the 2 sides of chemistry. Thank you so much. Great day. Bye-bye.